going to be short. Well, my name is Ana, and I am one of the teachers for Puerto Rico, and who's going to talk this evening so as to help Puerto Rico, since our friends are having a very hard time. So first of all, I would like to ask all of you to support our friends in Puerto Rico and donate. Please donate as much as you can. This will be fine. My presentation has to do with teachers as intercultural mediators. And sorry, can you please give me the other slide? Okay, thank you. At present, all of us know that we are living constant changes. And of course, life has become unpredictable and problematic. And this situation creates a challenge in all aspects of our lives and in all aspects of education. Regarding education, teachers at present have a very difficult task, and it is to foster students' communicative emancipation in different areas: the public area, the personal area, and the professional area. As TESOL teachers, we often ask ourselves, is it easy to open the door to a foreign culture? Is there a loss of identity? Or on the contrary, does consciousness of identity improve when we learn or students learn a foreign language? Diversity is included or embodied in identity. In Argentina, diversity responds not only to teachers and students' different environments, but also to nationalities. Sorry, the next slide, please. In the Argentine context, I'm going to refer to that. Argentina is a country where our native language is Spanish, but it is inhabited by European, Asian, and especially at present by border country immigrants whose native language is also Spanish. We see in this an analogy between the immigrant and the foreign language teacher and the foreign language student, in the sense that an immigrant is a person who comes from another region, from another culture, from a different language many times. Not in the case of our present immigrants, but it was a case of our previous immigrants when they first came to Argentina at the beginning of the 20th century. They enter a totally different culture, a totally different language. Same thing happens with a teacher who teaches a foreign language. He's teaching the language, but also he's teaching the culture of that language. And of course, it happens to students too. EFL students have their own social, linguistic, and cultural background, and this will influence their learning of a foreign language in the process of acquisition of that language. So, teachers teach a foreign language to meet a main objective, and that main objective is communication. Communication involves an approach to other cultures and a new way of understanding reality with a critical and reflective view. In this sense, respect for the student's identity is crucial when teaching a foreign language. The next slide, please. In the Argentine context, we see that Argentine TESOL teachers specialize in the diverse fields because of EFL teaching, because of this situation that I talked before. They are positioned as intercultural mediators, working on the means to make students become global citizens, and they try to achieve intercultural exchange, in this way trying to guarantee peaceful communication. English is a language that is taught and learned in Argentina since very long, because it is a language that most Argentine people choose to learn. It is taught by teachers and students from their own cultural background. It is used as a contact language in different contexts, and with different purposes. For instance, in one of the main contexts that English is taught is in school, primary and high school. There we teach EFL, General English. Then it is taught at universities and in companies. At universities as EAP, English for academic purposes, and in companies, English for specific purposes. But the difference of contexts makes teachers plan curriculars which are very different. I mean, they have to face the pedagogical challenges that these different contexts bring with them. TESOL teachers in Argentina are trained in different institutions, either universities or tertiary education institutes. But all these institutes are located in different regions, and these regions have their own idiosyncrasy because they have their own language. I mean, they speak Spanish, of course, because we are in Argentina and our native language is Spanish. But the Spanish they speak and their habits and their customs are totally different from one region to the other, and this is somehow is present when we teach English. The next, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. We all know that TESOL educators learn and use the language as a tool to build relationships with the world and the reality in the world. In this way, we become intercultural manipulators. Our view is that Argentine TESOL teachers are already positioned as mediators between culture and the student, because their competence consists of knowing first their own culture, their own identity, and then getting to know that of the students. And in so doing, they work on improving consciousness of a student's own identity when they learn a foreign language. And something that is quite important when we teach English to students is to make them know that they are not going to lose their own identity because they are learning a language, a new language, and its culture. But on the contrary, they are including new knowledge to their identity. And these two cultures and these two languages complement. So we firmly believe that there is no loss of one's own identity when we learn a foreign language. As TESOL teachers, in this sense, we generally ask ourselves what contributions we can make, because contributions related to what is foreign, because everything that is foreign in a country is frequently perceived as a barrier rather than as a provocation or as some kind of pleasure or as a challenge to our own identity. So it is essential to recognize the teacher's role as mediator between culture and the student. We know that it is not easy at all to open the door to a new language and its culture. But if we make students discover the opportunity of learning a new language, and in so doing, they can shape their social and occupational existence, I believe that we really are very successful teachers, if I may say. Next, please. We understand that we learn when we get involved in activities that help us not only understand what is happening, but also participate in these activities. Therefore, I think that we must work motivation from the organization of training practices that responds to the teachers' and students' needs and interests. In this respect, we see that the exchange of opinions and mutual support reaffirm intercultural exchange and dialogue. And when we reaffirm intercultural exchange and dialogue, we are also guaranteeing peace and rejecting the famous clash of cultures and civilizations, as it was stated by UNESCO in its Universal Declaration on Cultural Diversity in 2001. That's all, and let me finish by saying, please donate. We have to help our friends in Puerto Rico. They are in real need. Thank you very much.